New 72 Radio, the voice, views, and visions of the collective.
Welcome to the practice of healing. I'm Sonya Wilder, and this is my broadcast and my podcast for Tuesday, May 10th, 2016. I'm so glad that you joined me. Before we begin, let's get centered and calm with 3 full breaths. Find a comfortable seat. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Hopefully you're feeling calmer and being open to receive higher messages from Source Creator Energy. I feel that I am. So to start off, I'm doing this, I'm recording this in a state still in an upgrade. I've been upgrading for more than 24 hours. And I'm recording this during the new moon energy, new moon in Taurus, which was on Friday, last Friday morning. It's very intense. And of course, we've been in a lot of retrograde planets. Jupiter is direct now. So there are now 4 planets that are retrograde. Mercury, which is retrograde in Taurus. Mars, which is retrograde in Sagittarius. Pluto, I can't remember what it's in. It's retrograde. And Neptune, I believe. And so it's been a lot. There's been a tremendous amount of intensity, and people have been coming to me with, what's going on, what's happening, and the time of shift. I'm very much introverted, which is rare for me because I'm an extrovert. And I'm going through a lot of healing. I've had a tremendous amount of shoulder, neck, jaw, eye and head pain and expansion. In the middle of the night, my energy was basically blowing up and being expanded so much it felt like my brain and my skull were going to explode. And I was begging the guides and my wonderful 4 Directions Archangels to please lessen the upgrade. And they said to me, just hang on, we got to get this done. It's been a while since you've been expanded like this. So that's the state I am in right now. And I'm just going to go with it and make this and be the conduit of communication for all of you. And I'm honored to do that. So thank you for joining me. And in this time of intensity, this is the time to be outside as I am. Beautiful sunny day. I have my duck pond here with the water fountain going. So I've got some wonderful elements here of earth and fire and water, and the wind's blowing. Wonderful little seeds of flowers around and trees. And so I've got the wind and I can feel the ether energy. There's lots of wonderful energies around. And it's important for us to come in this time of Saturn and Neptune are conjunct in Pisces, which is about a time of healing the past, healing the self, letting go of your past, and Taurus embodying that and coming in and being in and spending more time alone within yourself. What I want to talk about today, what the guides have brought in, I mean, there's a lot of subjects. We could talk about a lot of things, but what they keep bringing in is coming to this state of interdependence. A lot of people don't know what that is because we're so used to codependence. And interdependence is a state of ascension. When people will say to me, they still think that ascension is a concept. It's something in the mind that we think of. Ascension is a process. It's a state of being, the state of awakening. And there's many, many levels to awakening. And ascension doesn't end at one point. The source doesn't end. Ascension continues like the infinity symbol, like that wonderful 8, figure 8. And that's what ascension is. So interdependence. We're so accustomed to seeking our love and being dependent upon another for our happiness, for our security. Everything that you need is within you. And so I'm going to bring in the angels. The angels are here to protect us, and you must call them in to help you to stay very centered and focused within yourself. I'm going to bring in the archangels. Everybody needs to call in the 4 Directions Archangels, especially Archangel Michael at this time for protection. There's a lot of old karmic stuff coming up for people and they feel vulnerable. And you call in Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, come in and be present. Please protect me, please. Thank you. Immense gratitude. Always show gratitude. It opens you up to receive. Call them in. You have free will. You're the creator of your universe. You're in charge. Gotta call these beautiful beings of light in to protect you, to serve you, to guide you. I'm going to call in the Ascended Masters into this podcast. Ascended Masters, come in and be present, please. They remind us that we are Ascended Masters ourselves. We've done this so many times. And it's time to get really centered and remember that you are Source Creator Energy in the body. I'm going to call in the Galactics, the High Council, the Galactic Federation of Light. A lot of people ask me about the Galactics, and I've only touched on them a few times in past podcasts. I don't think I've ever brought them in any of these broadcasts. I want to talk about the Galactics because people want to know, when am I going to see them? When am I going to have my first contact? You're a light worker. You're a starseed light worker. You've already had your first contact. There's no way that you're going to open your eyes one day and see a scout ship in front of you parked in your front yard or your backyard. They don't do that. They're at a higher vibration. You know, some of you have been abducted by the Zeta Reticulians, which we know of as the Greys. And the Zeta Reticulians, the Greys, you know, they made a contract with the United States government and all the other governments in order to experiment on humans, and that's been going on way before Roswell ever happened. And even then, people weren't taken in a conscious state. You know, the Zeta Reticulians would wait until people were asleep, or they'd come into their home and put them in a super conscious state, in a hypnosis state, in order to take them. So if you want to see your beautiful, loving, high galactic council, and you got to call them in, you got to raise your vibration. They're at a much higher vibration. Even the Ashtar Command, that are cloud ships. The Ashtar Command, think Star Trek. Star Trek literally is channeled to us through Gene Roddenberry as a metaphor. Literally, they're saying, this is who we are. We're here and we're really loving. And of course, that was just a little bit of a lower vibrational TV show, but it was an awakening for us. The Ashtar Command are super, super loving. They're so loving, unbelievably loving. And they want us to get this because as we ascend, they ascend. We all ascend together. We all raise our vibration. And so they want us to get this, but they can't interfere. They can't interfere with our human experience because we have free will. We're creator. And as soon as we recognize that we are creator, source creator in the body, we'll stop asking for them to decloak and show yourself. Sometimes they actually do for people who need that kind of awakening. Just go on to YouTube and start clicking in Ashtar Command cloud ships through the search. Click on plasma ships. Click on, you know, Pleiadian ships, Syrian ships, Andromedan ships, Tausetian ships. Click on these things. do a search. They'll come up with all kinds of stuff. People are seeing the cloud ships in the sky constantly. I have seen lots of scout ships, lots of motherships all the time. But you got to raise your vibration. How are you going to do that? And the galactics keep teaching us this. They come to us in dream time. Some of you have had actual hypnosis sessions or out-of-body sessions where you've actually been brought on board ship, mothership of your galactic council, no matter who they are. And you've seen what beautiful life that they have and where we come from as starseed lightworkers and as starseeds. So you got to raise your vibration by loving yourself. They love themselves so much. They're past all of this. They're past all this low vibrational judgment. They're not judging anymore. They're not at war with themselves anymore, and therefore displaying that war without. Remember, whatever happens within also happens without. Everything without us is this elaborate hologram that we've created in order to remind us that we created all of this. Your hologram, your outer reflection that you see, I mean, it's just like the Star Trek holodeck. And when you remember that, and I mean, it looks really real, you know, I'm knocking on my pillar here. Feels real, right? Super convincing. My microphone. Feels really real. My hair. We're so good at this. We make this look really real. It is, but it's not. We're amazing co-creators in the body. And it's just energy. It's just vibration that we create to vibrate at a much slower level so that it appears to be physical. Got to look at the quantum physics of all of this. If you want to see your galactic council, I have many times in astral states and meditative states. They come to me in my home. So a lot of you will experience them. If all of a sudden water turns on, yeah, it's happened to me a lot. Water, the faucet just turns on. Or I have a water dispenser with polycarbonate bottles with all the love and gratitude words written on them from the water doctor reminding us of that. And I got a water bottle that's dumped over into a crock. I have my blessed water and rose quartz infused water coming out. Before I go to sleep, you know, I'm setting my intentions, and all of a sudden that water, boom, boom, boom. For me, it's the Syrian High Council all the time because they're my main High Council. I just say out loud, I can feel them walking around too. Glunk, 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 the water goes. And I just go, hi. I feel you and I hear you. Thank you for the confirmation. Thanks, guys. I love you. It's just letting you know they're here because the Syrian planet is so watery. It's so oceanic. You know, mermaids, whales, and dolphins come from there. So they let me know through water. The Syrians do all the time. I got the Andromedans walking around my place. Open up cupboards sometimes and closing them. I've got the Arcturians. They'll come in every once in a while. They'll touch me. They're really beautiful. The Syrians will touch me too. The felines come in kind of low in their energy, and I'll see shadows on the floor walking around like cats. For decades, I thought it was cats. You know, I was so connected to cats and felines, and I'm seeing shadows, and my kids would see shadows too. And I just look around and go, guys, I think there's cats here. And then the feline High Council finally came into me and said, that's us. We're feline. We're walking around letting you know we're here. We're present. Thank you. I'm happy about that. I feel comforted that you guys are here. Call them in, but you got to raise your vibration. You know, I posted in my Sonya's Wisdom on my Facebook page, my love challenge. I'm going to bring it here for those of you that aren't Facebook friends with me. I'm bringing in the love challenge because if you want to see your galactic council, you want to start seeing scout ships and motherships in the sky. I see them every single night when I go out. A lot of stars are actually motherships that look like stars in the sky, but once you see them, once you really love yourself enough that it opens up your ajna chakra, your third eye, right here, right above the eyebrows. That leads to the pineal gland in the middle back of the brain. And you release melatonin from here, which is a relaxing hormone, the derivative of serotonin. And that wanes as we get older. We produce a lot of melatonin when we're kids, and then that wanes as we get older. And then there's a chemical called, its acronym is DMT. Don't ask me to pronounce the long name. Dimethicone, blah, blah, blah. Too hard. DMT, it's so much easier. And that's your inner light. You know, there's people will do psychedelics. They'll take psychedelic drugs to try to, you know, activate, to try to stimulate the pineal gland. You don't need that. That's not what balance. It's not sustainable to do psychedelics. Instead, practice yoga, practice pranayama, breathing techniques, do essential oil, sandalwood, really clean sandalwood. Put some here. If you got a really clean sandalwood, like the stuff that I use and sell, you can put it in your mouth and woo, starts to stimulate the pineal gland. If any of you are attracted to raw cacao, raw chocolate, decalcifies the pineal and the pituitary gland. The pineal sits in the middle back of the brain. It's just right there. And the pituitary gland sits right at the bottom of the frontal lobe of the brain. A lot of people think that the Ajna chakra, the sixth chakra, is connected to the pituitary. No, actually, it's the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, that's connected to the pituitary right here. It's the Ajna chakra, the brow chakra, that's connected to the pituitary. So when you release that DMT again, you start producing it, and you start to see orbs, angels, archangels, your loved ones that have crossed over into the astral realm, light beings. You start to see electromagnetic fields around people. Well, I say it every time. You got to stop watching media. It calcifies all of that. You got to stop eating processed food. Don't eat a standard American diet. Just stop. Just don't eat it. It's going to calcify your glands. Why would you do that? It's going to make you feel like crap. Just, you know, eat delicious plant food, please. Do your body a favor. You're going to feel better. Love yourself. Oh, so back to the love challenge. Sorry, I got carried away. The love challenge. Here it is. For at least 24 hours. Think nothing but loving thoughts. You got to think about that for yourself first. In yoga, self-love, it's known as, in Sanskrit, ahimsa. It's in the yamas, in the first limb of the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Ahimsa, self-love. Try it. You know, this is what I've been telling all my students and my clients for the last week now. Aren't you tired of thinking the same critical, judgmental thoughts about yourself and others? Aren't you tired of complaining? Aren't you tired of, you know, bitching at people? I got so tired of it. I did that for most of my life, except when I was a little kid. And then, you know, we learned that stuff. Wouldn't you just rather just take a break from all of that and just think nothing but loving thoughts all day? I mean, when was the last time you did that? For 24 hours, it means you have to set intentions before you go to sleep or before you take a nap to set to mind, set the subconscious into, okay, I'm only thinking loving thoughts. Ask the guides to help you. Divine guides, help me. Try it. 24 hours, nothing but loving thoughts. That means you have to be really consciously aware all the time to go into the habit of thinking negative thoughts. The very first day I did this back in 2012, before December 21st, 2012, that's when I started this, was in August of 2012. And after the first 24 hours, I went to bed. I set my intention and my brain was aching. It was surging. I was just like, oh my God, I have this terrible habit of thinking negative thoughts. I'm so tired of it. The next morning I woke up and, you know, the negative critical thoughts are right there and I just pushed them to the side. Nope. Started my day with, I love you, Sonya. I love my kids. I love my family. I love everybody in my life. And man, at first I was faking it. That's okay. You think you're faking it. Actually, our true state of being is love. So you're not really faking it. The ego may want to think that you're faking it because the ego is in the habit of thinking negatively. That's how we're going to change this world. It's not a concept. It's a reality. Start thinking loving thoughts all the time. Become consciously aware. That's the process of ascension. Once you can master that, you watch your life change. Oh, it changed for me. You know, in 2012, we had a longer turnover. I was still in 3rd dimensional perception, moving into 4th dimensional perception. But now that we're in 4th and 5th dimensional perception, the planet's in 5th. Most people are in 4th. I'm in fifth dimensional perception. It's really lovely. Then you'll see a huge turnaround. Took mine 3 months to turn over. I started seeing huge changes in my life. But now that we're in fourth and fifth dimensional perception, you're going to see a much quicker turnaround. People are already coming to me going, oh my gosh, guess what? As soon as I spent 24 hours thinking nothing but loving thoughts, the phone rang and the job I'd applied for that I wanted came through literally the next morning. That's right. This other guy came to me earlier this week, one of my students, and he says, okay, I did that. I did the challenge you told me in class. And the next morning, I think I met the woman that I've been looking for. The one who's really beautiful and loving. I went, yes, that's right. You're attracting your beautiful reflection. You're all stunning. We are all stunning. All of you are stunning. If you could see what you look like from your higher perspective, your higher self, if you could really see the beauty of who you are and see your true soul, you would bow to yourself. You would cry at how beautiful you are. See that. You know, you could look at the world as it's dark and awful and everything looks so awful right now. Yeah, well, you know what? You have to pop the zit to clear the skin and heal it. You do. All that crap we're seeing right now, that's just been sitting under the surface. You know, what you're carrying in your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, and your pancreas, it's time to let it up. All the stuff you've been carrying around in your pelvic bowl and your hips and all that pain in your knees and your thighs, it's got to come up. And you got to clear it. You got to pop the zit. You got to love it. You got to clean it off. And you got to really take loving care of yourself in order for it to heal. So the planet is just popping just a tremendous amount of nasty zits. And then it's clearing and healing. There's beauty, even in the worst of times, even the most horrible stuff. And this is what all the guides are constantly telling us. In all of this, you're all so lonely and disconnected. And if you could see your light like we do, the galactics are saying to us, if you could see how beautiful and loving you are like we do, you would stop. You would stop this self-damnation. You would realize how beautiful you are. So, as a channel for the High Council of the Galactic Federation of Light, I challenge you. Challenge! 24 hours. Nothing but loving thoughts. And if you mess up, love that you mess up. Don't judge yourself. You're going to mess up. It's okay. And then continue it. This is cleanse time of the year. Not only cleaning the body, cleaning your mind. Clean your thoughts. Clean them out. Get them out. Clean them with love. There you go. This doesn't have to be a time of intensity. This can be a time of love, love, love. Good. How does that feel? Feels good, I hope. I'm here to serve you in love. I'm here to make sure that, quoting Osho, you rise in love with yourself like I've risen in love with myself. I'm beautiful. I love myself. And if I'm beautiful and love myself, I'm one of the highest, most loving reflections to you. You're beautiful. And I love you. And I want you to love yourself. And that's for real. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Let me know how this 24 hours of the love challenge goes. See if you can turn it into 48 hours, maybe even 72 hours. See what happens. Send me some feedback. You can go to my website, www.sonyawilderwellness.com, and you can leave me a message. I'd love to hear from you and see how you're doing with your beautiful challenge and loving yourself. If you're interested in a session with me, I'm still running a spring special till the end of this month, May. 4 of my sessions for only $400. It's $100 a session. It's a really great deal. Pick me up on it. I still have some spots left. And I want to thank Kelly Lair, our amazing producer, my webmaster. She's incredible, and I love you, Kelly. You're beautiful and powerful. I always see your light. And I want to thank everybody, my friends and my family, for helping me through my upgrade. Everybody's been amazing. You all know who you are. I'm very grateful. I can't do any of this without you. So until next time, 2 weeks from now, be blessed, be loved, love yourself, and love others. Ahimsa, self-love. Blessings and love.